young aspiring DJ came up to me the other day and he asked me a question that a lot of guys ask me. How do I get bar jobs? Okay. It's not as hard as you think. Hi, I'm Bill. This is Creative License, and thanks to my sponsors like Electro Voice Speakers, DJ Event Planner, Disc Jockey News, Perfect Portals, Promo Only, the Entertainment Experience, all those places. I'm sure I'm forgetting one. I apologize, and I'll probably have to give them back money. But anyway, how do you get a bar job? Well, it doesn't sound as hard as you might think. And it is as simple as going in and saying, I'm a DJ. I'd like you to hire me. What do you think? Now, a lot of people do that. A lot of DJs walk in, and so the only thing that anybody ever differentiates themselves about when they go to get a bar job is whether or not they're $100 or $50 or $500 or $25 or, hey, I'll do it for free beer. So they don't really care. The bar does not care that you're the greatest DJ in the world. The bar does not care that you do better mixes. They don't really even care if you do it cheaper than the other guy. The reason they do care about that is because you're not bringing anything of value into the room that the other guy isn't already bringing into the room. So if you are in there doing a $500 show and you're not bringing any value, and somebody comes in and says, well, I'll play music too for $200, that bar owner is going to go with him. Because he doesn't care if you're good or not. He just, unless the guy he brings in chases anybody away, but you're not chasing people away, and you're not necessarily bringing anybody in. You're not making him more money. Look, bars have one thing in mind. That's it. If you're there and you're playing, do they make more money as opposed to when you're not there, right? Do they make more money when you're DJing than when another DJ's working? And so you'd say to yourself, well, how do I prove that? I'm not in the bar business. Well, maybe you should learn something about the bar business. You realize that, when you're up there DJing, if they're dancing a whole lot, but they're not drinking, you're immediately not valuable to the bar. Oh, but the dance floor was great, and they were making they were going nuts, and everybody really loved me. Yeah, nobody was drinking, nobody cares. You're there as a promotional person to get them to consume what they're selling. And they're not selling you. They're not making money because they come in at the door and they pay $10. That's not that much money to a bar. So if you're there and they're buying more margaritas, if you're there and because of what you do and what you say, they're getting more nachos sold or even just you're bringing in more people, that's a tough one, right? Do you have an audience of people that will come with you to your bar? Now, some guys will say, hey, man, I've got this huge social media presence, and when I say on Wednesday nights I'm going to be at Big Eddie's bar, you're going to get at least another 100 people. Oh, as a bar owner, I'd say, well, yeah, it sounds great to me. I would love that. So 100 new customers because you're working for me because of your social media. Absolutely. Well, if those 100 people don't come in, you're out of luck. Or if those 100 people come in and they don't spend money, you're out of luck. But usually the only people that are really drawing people in with social media are actual celebrities. I mean, people who are really, really famous. And I follow a lot of people on social media with millions of followers, and every time they tell me they're going to a bar, I don't necessarily go there. Or they tell me they're buying a t-shirt, they sold a t-shirt, I'm not necessarily going to. So you're hoping that you're getting a percentage of those people to come and do the bar. And most bar owners, they don't really believe you can do that. So you'll have to do it and prove it to them. Or you have to have a record of the last bar I was at made this much more money. They love it when you can talk in percentages. They love it when you can say, well, because I'm here, you're going to make 10% more money. Now, you got to prove that. And he's got to show you those tickets. He wants to talk to a business person. He does not care. Unless you're Tiesto in town and you're going to do his bar for $200, they don't care. They don't care how cool you think you are or how famous you think you are. They care that because you work and you make a lot of noise in their bar, that they make more money. Can you do that? That's what he's asking, even if he doesn't ask. Okay? And sometimes they'll come right out with it, but most of the time they don't believe you can. So if you can sit across from somebody and show them that you can, you'll get yourself a bar gig. Now to keep it, You got to prove it. You actually have to make them more money. So coming in with promotional ideas, coming in with ways to bring more people in, coming up with ideas on how to sell their menu items and the things that they're selling at the bar and the tickets to the next event they're going to have. You got to be proactive. You can't just come in and say, okay, well, just give me the things you want me to promote and I'll promote them. Okay, the last guy did that. Anyway, what do you think of this? Have you done this? Do you think I'm full of it? Just let me know. But before you do, press the button that says subscribe and share and like and all of that stuff you're supposed to do. I'm Bill. This is Creative License, and I'll see you next week.